Hey, this is Highland from Firebase. I just got done with an outreach at Lake in Hiawatha. We do this outreach every Friday from noon to 3, and I had an announcement and an invitation for that this coming week. But first, I wanted to share a little bit about what happened out there today. We saw a couple people that I've talked to before. One guy we've seen in several different parts of town. He's been very open, very welcoming, knows the gospel. We've shared some really good things with him. He still kind of has his own struggles, but it was a really good conversation. And from that conversation, his friend joined in, and like Jesus was all his friend could talk about the whole rest of the time that we were there. He played Jesus music on his phone, and he was sharing Bible verses and like his responses to his friend. His friend would try and goof around, and this guy would respond with something about the Lord. And so that was a cool conversation. We talked to another lady who I probably hadn't seen for 8 or 9 months or maybe more. And she was someone, the first time we met, she was kind of at the bottom of her life. Alcoholism. She had had severe trauma from her childhood that she still had never dealt with. We had some really intense conversations, mostly because she was just kind of letting out all this emotion. She would really challenge us about stuff about God and, does he really love me and things. And we did a lot of listening and a lot of empathizing. And today I saw her again. She has been sober for about a year. She is off the streets. She is in an apartment. She has a job. She actually gets to administer meds at her job, which was kind of mind-blowing because that's not at all what she would have been able to do before. And she said that like we were a turning point in that. Our ministry to her was really life-changing. She's like, don't make me cry. And, of course, I'm kind of like, don't make me cry either. But it was just super cool. Those are just two of the encounters. We had some really sweet ones with a lot of people. But I wanted to invite you to something that we're doing next week. We've seen a lot of these really great outreach stories happen in recent weeks, but we've also seen kind of the tale of two cities where it's like we've seen a lot of really harsh pushback. Last week, a guy hit me in the face. We've had things thrown at us. One of our guys was pushed a couple months ago. People telling us to get out of there. Even, somewhat, although in a different way, from the police who have said, hey, we appreciate what you're doing, but, you guys are, kind of bringing crime in here, because people hang around wanting to get your stuff or talk to you or, or things like that. And so we've also faced some kind of spiritual warfare on like a personal level too, where a lot of us have been going through just inexplicable discouragement, temptations, things like that. Like it's just piecing it together. It's like, this is weird. This is not normal. And so what we are doing this coming Friday, January 29th, from noon to 3, our normal outreach time, we are gathering for a worship and intercession time to really lift up this part of the city because we see how amazingly God is working here, but we also see how harshly the enemy is pushing back. And his attacks are real, and they can have real effects on the body of Christ as we do God's work. And so we're going to really fight against that. This coming Friday from noon to 2, we'll do some worship and prayer at the church. And then after that, going out to prayer walk the area. So come and join us for that. It's at Cityview Church, 3041 4th Avenue South in Minneapolis. I really hope to see you there.